Speaker, and to appreciate Honorable Nambeshe for holding fort, and also join colleagues in congratulating the Uganda Cranes on the stellar performance we have seen thus far. They've been putting up very good shows. Also to thank the people of Uganda for showing up in droves each time the Cranes have got a match. It's an incredible thing. We meet there, all forms of colors, all tribes, and so on. Sports is an interesting thing. It unites us. You know, at that point, I forget that Major Ramirama here is my political opponent, and we get to support and vouch for the Uganda Cranes. Hopefully, we get to do that continuously. Honorable Speaker, we often make a case for the growth, development of sports infrastructure. We want to remind government to do this a lot more. It is important that our young people who are talented get to have a platform, get to have space to grow these talents. That's why we always emphasize these issues. Let's develop infrastructure for sports. That's the only way we shall get to have stars. Across, by the way, whether it be in soccer, sometimes we overemphasize soccer, and that's okay because people love it, but there's other sports disciplines too. Athletics, boxing, basketball, netball, etc., etc. We need to look at an all-round kind of situation regarding sports. I saw the promise that was made to the Uganda Cranes that each win they will get 1.2 billion
shillings. It is
shillings.
Not a promise, it is now reality.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
I'm glad it has been fulfilled. I hope it has. Because for a very long time, these sports personalities...
Honorable Ssenyonyi, you're hearing from the head of legislature.
And I am appreciative
that it has been fulfilled.
That's a good thing, because in the past people would be promised, and then you see them coming to the media. There's a time in Zikuru one, and they promised her a house. Every year she would be coming to the media saying, my house has not come yet. So it's important that when we promise, we fulfill. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, can we buttress the lives of these stars, not just at the time they are playing? So it's good they get to be promised when you win 1.2 billion shillings. But can we take care of their welfare even away from that? Because it's a process. By the time they get to where they are to play and win, it's been an entire process. Let's support them through the process and not wait for the final time when they have matches and then they're under pressure. We have got 1.2 billion shillings to win. But previously, you find they probably were struggling to go training because of numerous issues, yeah? So let's support all of that.
Thank you.
And the sports minister should be happy I'm saying these things, because many times he comes here, makes a case and says, give me more money. And then Parliament will give him some and not all. So let's avail to them what they require, and then we hold them accountable. That's very important. The stadia that are being built want accountability so that this money is put to very good use. Very finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I saw something that perplexed me. It's good the Minister of Sports is here. He will respond to this. The standards. Because sports, like all other sports disciplines, soccer, there are standards. We were dumbfounded when we saw on the news the hotel facility at which the Uganda Cranes were staying, somewhere in Kisasi. The road to the hotel, not very accessible. I'm told the bus would stop somewhere, then they alight to access the hotel. Our opponents were staying at good 5-star hotels. I think we can afford for our stars to stay at good facilities. If we can afford to give them 1.2 billion shillings per win, then we can afford to put them in a good place where they are safe. But if they have to jump out of the bus to access, you know, the place where they are staying, that speaks of insecurity, it speaks of discomfort. Can we address these very critical concerns, Honorable Minister? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Minister, where we reached.
Madam Speaker, first of all, begin by congratulating the Leader of Opposition for the questions and the pertinent issues he has raised. To begin with the latter, all teams which were competing during the CHAN tournament were taken care of by the Confederation of African Football, including Team Uganda. I want to repeat in affirmative. As a country, there were certain items which CAF agreed to take care of them. Number one was the accommodation, transportation of teams in the countries of the competition and exiting the country of the competition. So for the hotel which the team was staying, that hotel was certified by CAF. Let me also go on record on that because it is them who are the owners of the competition. Secondly, as country Uganda, we did facilitate the team for preparation of the competition. But when it came for time for the competition, CAF took over not only Uganda, but South Africa, Niger, Guinea, and Algeria. I hope I've answered that question. Now, the other additional infrastructure, for instance, the roads. As of now, if some of you have observed, we are already beginning to prepare for AFCON 2027. For purposes of roads in areas where, in our considered opinion, are prime for this particular competition, those are the roads which government is going to work on. And that particular road, I want to say, it is in the...
Case is here. Switch on.
It's one of the roads which is in the Kampala Capital City Authority Management. And I don't know, right, Mr. Speaker, it might even be in the constituency of Honorable Leader of Opposition. It is Kawempe. However, I also want to interest us. Let us look at the master plan under the Kampala Metropolitan Development Roads structure. It is there, those roads are there. The other issue which I again want to mention here is the question of welfare of the former national players. Right, Mr. Speaker, we have the law here under the National Sports Act. I want to interest Parliament that this law gives us Minister of Education and Sports, Minister of Finance, to see what incentives we can do. When we are looking at that law, we were looking at, for instance now, the superstars before us here. The very law can give us, if you give me money, I can be able to give them beyond what they have received. That's already taken care of. The other one which I want to thank Honorable Baba and actually LoP. When we talk about facilities, the current regime of the infrastructure we are doing is for multi-sport. It's not only football. When I build a stadium like now Nambole, I want to redevelop Nambole to include other additional facilities, including indoor games. I want to develop Lugogo to have indoor games. I want to Hoima, as I speak now, as a provision for an indoor games, which talk about all indoor games. Akiba Olympic Stadium has provision for all indoor games. Why are we doing this? It's for purpose of talent identification and development as a country. So colleagues, we are on course. Now, are we going to continue working on this infrastructure?
Thank you. Yes, Minister.
It's part of the plan of the NRM government to provide these state-of-the-art stadiums in all regions of Uganda.
Thank you.
I thank you so much.
And receive my spirit with open hands. But mine is to congratulate the Cranes and the management for the sterling performance and for doing Uganda and us proud. In fact, even with that narrow exit, with the narrow loss that you made to Senegal, you did it with pride. And I was keenly watching. Madam Speaker, I want also to appreciate the investment that has been made on the sports infrastructure. But what is remaining is also to improve the ecosystem that develops players. And we are lacking in many aspects as far as the ecosystem is concerned. Of course, it includes good accommodation, it includes nutritional feeding, and name it, Madam Speaker. The rest speaks for itself. The online ticketing, Madam Speaker, was a blessing. I had been one who was scared of watching football at Nambole because of the crowding, because of the stampedes. But the online ticketing this time around was a huge blessing, and I must salute it, and the initiative must be kept up. I beg to submit.
Thank you, LoP.
Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I first apologize for coming in. At this time, I was in Munyonyo, where we have a ministerial regional meeting concerning higher education. I was in charge of chairing and chairing it. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to congratulate the Uganda Cranes for participating and reaching at that level whereby they made us proud that they reached the quarterfinals. We thank you so much, and we are proud of you. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank the Uganda Railways, that is Ministry of Works, for providing the line that was taking these people from town to Nambole. They made it easy for them, and at least there was the congestion was not so much. Right Honourable Speaker, the government is supported. The government is committed to supporting the sports, and it has been evident that in every budget that we come up with, the sports program or the sports have been given the money. We've given the money to them as Parliament and as government. I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for fulfilling the pledge of 1.2 billion for each win. And I know His Excellency, the President, this evening is still inviting these people for a get-together, and he's showing the youngsters that we are proud of you, and is in full support of such of the sports. Right Honourable Speaker, government is building more stadiums in the country. We have Lida, we have Hoima, and others that are coming up. We know all that is support from government. Lastly, Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank you, together with the Parliament of Uganda, for providing the jersey for this team, which were laid here in the House. This is, you led it, and many people are proud of you, because as a woman, you've shown what sports is in the country. So by laying these jerseys here, and by talking to the Parliament to contribute to that, it was a sign of support, and we know that I knows. I thank you.
Thank you, honourable members. Upon the establishment of CHAN, and remember CHAN is a precursor to AFCON, as an institution responsible for accountability, appropriation, and oversight, we will ask the Auditor General to give us a special audit on how much we have spent on CHAN, for us to be able to plan better for AFCON. And we want this report in the House by 30th of October. This will help this institution for us to know how much we spent and how much we should spend more. I now put a question that this House pays a glowing tribute to the Uganda national football team, the Uganda Cranes, for their outstanding performance at the 2024 African Nation Championship. With amendments, those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. So we'll extract the resolutions and forward it to the relevant authorities or institutions. Honourable members, the youngsters here want a picture with us. We'll suspend the House for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
ensonga era twajja tugitegeka nti gavumenti erina bwekola oba onaafuna ssente mu gavumenti waliwo process zoyitamu era ezimu kweze zino zetuliko walina okubaawo motions bwe ziti flowa ya parliament era owulidde speaker awadde ekiragiro mu kiwandiiko kye bayita budget framework paper egenda okujja minister wa sports bakiteekemu kuba nti clubs tusobola okuziyambako mu bwetaavu ezirimu kinaaba kijjidde mu BFP kijja kudda mu ministry ya finance ate bakikomezeewo mu estimates parliament ekiteeseeko kiyisibwe oba oliawo bwe kinaaba kiyisiddwa mu bajeti ya mwaka gwa 2007 tube nga tusobola okuba nga ensimbi zirabika kijja kuba kirungi nnyo kubanga abasambi bano buli omu abayita abasambi baffe nga bali mu ttiimu y'eggwanga naye waliwo gye bakulira waliwo gye basula waliwo gye bawangaalira mu makilabu bwe baba nga tebayisiddwa bulungi oba tebateekeddwa bulungi tosobola kufuna results ku national team so nga federation tuli ku campaign ey'okulaba nti singa ne clubs zaffe tugamba tusobole okuba nga abaana tuba-identify nga bato tubakuza mu makilabu nga basamba bagenda okutuuka ku ttiimu y'eggwanga nga balina obukugu okumala okukiikirira eggwanga so ndi musanyufu nnyo olwaleero nti bwe tuba nga palamenti esobola okuteesa ku nsonga efaanana bweti kiba kitwala emizannyo gyaffe mu maaso nekyala ndi musanyufu nti waliwo abaali tebakkiriza nti president wa federation agende mu palamenti naye ebintu byetulabye leero babaddeyo mu house tosobola bikola nga tolimu mu house oba mubeera mu house osobola okwogera ne banno house eno yakulobinga buli omu alina byeyeetaaga ewaabwe naye nze ndowooza nti omupiira guganyuddwamu nga ngenze mu palamenti tufunye emikwano kubanga bino byonna byetukola tusakira mupiira ate wano wetuli webatemeratemera ensawo ya Uganda okuba nti buli kintu ekyettaaga okugendamu esente kigendamu so ndi musanyufu nti palamenti olwaleero eyogera mupiira katutandisa okwogera club football tujja kutandika okwogera za academies suubira nti emyaka gya Uganda egy'omu maaso egy'ebyemizannyo naddala omupiira gijja kuba mitangavu
ensonga ya facilities
ate n'ekirala bw'olaba nti gavumenti ebintu bye twali tugisaba zaali ssente kuyambako ku ttiimu z'eggwanga luli ttiimu tezaali tezirina na ssente ez'eggwanga esente zizze netusaba etteeka lizze netusaba ebisaawe babituwadde kakati tweyongerayo tugamba nti n'amakilabu gayambibweko abaana bano gye bakulira tubeere n'ettiimu esobola okuvuganya ku lukalu lwa Afrika bannayuganda tufune ekintu ekitusanyusa kuba nsuubira nti bwe tugenda enamboole ffenna ne tugoba tugenda mu Africa Cup ffenna ne tugoba eggwanga lisanyuka buli omu aba musanyufu so ekibulako okumaliriza pazo eno kuba nti abasambi tuba-identify nga bato tubafunira n'essente gye bakulira mu makilabu ate era n'ebisaawe weebiri we basobola okuzanyira so nze ndi musanyufu ng'omukulembeze w'omupiira mu ggwanga ndabira ddala ekikubo ne tuliko lyeryetuufu linyina